it is time for my top 12 fantasy quarterbacks, ranking position by position. Fantasy, not future Hall of Fame, not who's elite, not who's going to the Super Bowl. Fantasy points, numbers, production. Got it? Good. Let's start with number 12.
Okay.
Matthew Stafford. We have seen the talent. Now he gets to throw to Robert Woods and Cooper Kupp in a Sean McVay offense. I think a 4,500-plus yard season is in the works, which he has done 3 times, by the way, at that 5,000-yard season as well. At number 11, Jalen Hurts. It's high. I get it. But his ceiling is high. His floor is high with that built-in rushing ability. It's a small sample size, but you're a schedule guy, Kyle Brandt.
Absolutely.
I'm an on-pace girl. Let's just extrapolate this baby. And if you do that to his 4 starts over a full season, these are his numbers. These are great numbers. Over 1,000 rushing yards. Sign me up for that. 34 total touchdowns on the ground, through the air. He is a dual-threat quarterback. Crushing camp, by the way. Glowing reviews. Looked good in his preseason action so far. And he gets to throw now to his former Heisman-winning wideout. I am here for a high floor and a high ceiling. At number 10, from a guy who can run to a guy who resembles a baby giraffe carrying a microwave when he tries to run, Tom Brady. I cannot not. Give me one reason that he won't be at least top 10. He might even be better this year. I'm sort of banking on that. Age, you can't really come after him for that anymore. And from week 10 on last year, he averaged 3 touchdowns a game, an average of 28 fantasy points per game. He's the GOAT and a fantasy stud, a value really if you look at all things considered this year. At number 9, a quarterback literally half of Brady's age, Justin Herbert. He was top 10 last year despite, he didn't even start till week 2, right? Upgrades on the offensive line. They bring in Lindsley. They draft well with Rashawn Slater. 31 touchdowns should not be a problem. I'm not going to say he'll have many more than that, but he should be able to do that in a sophomore campaign. I like him a lot. I just like this next guy a little bit more in fantasy. Russell Wilson at number 8. I know this gentleman left a very sour taste in the mouths of fantasy owners after that second half last season. If you didn't sell high on him in the first half, it was not good. It was like 16 points a game, bad.
He was bad down the stretch,
yes.
fantasy-wise?
But in the beginning, he was chef's kiss.
Okay.
Yes, I like the Mr. Up-Tempo edition of Shane Waldron here. We're hearing great things. He did great things with Jared Goff, of course, in LA. I think he's going to let Russ cook. Wilson's receivers more reliable than Herbert, so that was the difference maker to me. Mike Williams and Keenan Allen up against who he has to throw to, and Tyler Lockett and DK Metcalf. I think the fantasy equity also is important. This is what you're paying for when you draft Russell Wilson. I think people are sort of have fatigue. They have that bad taste. But outside of his rookie season, he's really only, he's never dropped out of the top 10. Last year, he was still the 6th best quarterback, and he fell off the face of the fantasy earth in the second half of the season. So it might be a more balanced offense all the way through. I still think he can be easily inside the top 10. Number 7, Ryan Tannehill. It's a fitting number,
Gotta
Ryan
do it.
Tannehill. Yes, given his number 7 finish last year, this is your best quarterback in rankings in scoring when all is said and done. He also had 7 rushing touchdowns, so I thought it was fitting to put him at 7 because if you asked a million people and say how many rushing touchdowns did Ryan Tannehill have, nobody's going to tell you 7. This is the guy, Kyle, I'm going to own in all of my leagues. I'm targeting him. I'm drafting him. Look at, is this not shocking to you? He's one of the best. Since 2019, he took over as a starter week 7. He's been top 5. He's 3rd in passing touchdowns, 5th in rushing touchdowns. He's a top 5 fantasy quarterback. And now he adds a 7-time Pro Bowler named Julio Jones to the mix. So
nicely done.
This is my guy. This is the guy I'm targeting the most. These other guys, you can take them. I won't touch them, but here's how they play out. Dak Prescott at 6. Mild concerns about the shoulder. He is back at practice. He was on pace to win fantasy leagues last year. He was averaging an insane, reckless 37 fantasy points a game before that injury. The offense is loaded. The defense improved. How improved? Bit of a question mark to me. He's going to throw. At 5, I put the reigning MVP, Aaron Rodgers. He put up 48 touchdowns, just 5 picks last year. He's shown no signs of slowing down or regression. The lack of rushing upside keeps him outside of the top 3 for me, or the top 4. He ended up as the number 2 fantasy quarterback last year. No reason he shouldn't be a top 5 performer for the 2nd year in a row. Go
some Tonyan.
Earth. Dracarys on him. Okay, at 4, Lamar Jackson, pretty much a lock for 1,000 yards on the ground every year. I love that ceiling. I like all of it. The floor with the rushing is great. I think passing numbers will only get better. Adding Rashad Bateman, hopefully getting him on the field sooner than later. Adding Sammy Watkins, get the passing game going, make it happen. At 3, Kyler Murray.
All right.
A lot of people have him at 1. A lot of people have him at 2. He was on track for a #1 finish before the shoulder injury against the Seahawks. He was 3rd on the year. He had 11 rushing touchdowns, which we love. Should be top 3 again, especially with what we're hearing about the new additions in A.J. Green and Rondale Moore, who actually showed out in his first preseason action. So we'll talk about that a little bit later in the show. I'm going to give you the top 2. I wish I could put them tied. I don't really have one that I like more than the other. I'll go Josh Allen at 2. It's really like a 1B situation. Huge passing numbers, 37 touchdowns through the air, added 8 on the ground. Rushing value with him is always going to be significant. They do just give him a big paycheck, so maybe they try to scale that back a little bit. I don't know. Cushy new deal. And at 1, Patrick Mahomes. Ta-da! No surprise there. No shock. I gave him the slight edge over Allen. Really just because of consistency. Track record, he's done it for 3 years. Allen did it 1 year. He's always going to put up points in a high-volume offense. People are saying they're going to run more than they do in Buffalo. At the goal line, is Clyde Edwards-Helaire really going to run them in, or is it going to be this guy making magic happen somehow? So it's just, you can't go wrong either way with Mahomes or Allen. Okay, so let's take a look at the final list.
Right.
Here it is. Guys, 1 to 12, what do you got? Oldies and new guys and a lot of rushing touchdowns.
I'm Russell Wilson at 8. Now, okay, I know we both appreciate Russell Wilson. If I'm on the clock and I'm looking at Tannehill or Russell Wilson, maybe it's just the ingrained years of watching football and playing fantasy football. I can't imagine taking Tannehill over Wilson, but you make a really strong case when you show those numbers since 2019.
Yeah, the splits were sort of scary. We're hearing such good things about Chris Carson. They might run more. I just think value-wise, these are my rankings. I know for a fact that this guy's going to fly off the board sooner in all drafts, and you're going to get him rounds after in any league, and he's got just as good of numbers and consistency, and now he's got Julio Jones.
I think the name that should be higher up the list, I'm surprised, is number 12. Matthew Stafford with Cam Akers getting hurt and McVay. I thought Stafford would be like a top 8 guy. 12.
Yeah, I think the lack of the rushing sort of put him there. I was thinking between him and Joe Burrow, because also Joe Burrow before that injury was throwing and throwing and throwing, so it was between those two, and I went with him because of McVay, honestly. We'll see what they can do. Their defense is so good, though. Are they going to get into crazy shootouts as much?
And with Stafford, Deshaun Jackson could be a big factor for them, too.
100%.
I tell you, it must have been so hard for Aaron Rodgers.
This was really all of it.
Aaron Rodgers at 5. That must have been so hard. The leg thing, like, I'm sure you probably wanted to move him up a little bit.
Oh, so yeah, I had him higher, I think, than most people actually have him. Which I don't know why. I think coming off an MVP season, maybe it's an age thing, I don't know, but like people aren't digging him as much as they can.
Draft him. That's
they
a
don't like
steal.
the man bun.
So if you, but I will be honest, I would not be surprised if Jalen Hurts like outscores Aaron Rodgers in fantasy.
That's a name that jumps.
Would that surprise
that one really blew my hair back because I love that. That's bold. Let's go.
If